People often ask the question, is the American dream dead? I believe the moment we stop dreaming, we might as well be. Hi, I'm your host, Craig Sewing, the creator of American Dream TV, a national TV show centered around real estate, lifestyle, and culture. A real show showing you real neighborhoods from real professionals. Today, we're going to take you all across the country, showing you why we live in the greatest country on the planet. Let's get this show started right now.
From coast to coast, it's not just about houses. It's about how people live, work, and dream. These streets hold stories. These homes hold hope. And the people, they're the heartbeat of something bigger. This isn't just real estate. This is the real America. One neighborhood at a time. Welcome to your neighborhood. Welcome to the American Dream.
Welcome to the American Dream. I'm your host, Jason Arvin, and today we're in downtown St. Petersburg, Florida, one of the most electric cities in the entire country. Now, everyone knows St. Pete for the sunshine, but it's also one of the top foodie destinations in the US. So today, I'm taking you into two of my favorite local spots that truly showcase what St. Pete is all about. From morning coffee to evening conversations, let's go take a look. This is the American Dream, St. Pete style. Our first stop is one of my wife and I's favorite brunch spots in all of downtown St. Pete. This is Uptown Eats, and here we are with founder and owner, Dan Schmidt.
Hey Jason, how are
Hey,
you?
good, Dan, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good, you as well. Thanks for having us.
And welcome.
Awesome, let's go take a look. So you guys started in about 2020, right? Awesome. So what was the vision for you opening Uptown Eats?
Oh gosh, well, a few things. One, I'd actually worked at this location of this restaurant when it was a previous version of it, maybe like 12 years ago. I knew the neighborhood. I knew this was a great, charming little block, and I just had to take the opportunity to do it.
That's awesome. So tell me what makes your brunch different from all of the other options around St. Pete.
Well, St. Pete has great food and lots of inspired food, some really talented chefs, some really cool people doing things. For me, I just try to keep it very real. I really lean a lot towards a balance of sweet and savory and spicy, which I think is appropriate. And you know, when I can, I try to have things still be accessible and really comfortable for the customer. So the very first thing on the breakfast menu is the first thing we ever served before we were really even serving a whole menu, and it's the Uptown Breakfast Sandwich, which is on a brioche roll, very simple, white cheddar, sauteed collard greens, sliced tomato, bacon, a fried egg, and then a really delicious, unique orange hollandaise sauce.
So you talked about St. Pete. What is it about St. Pete? Why is it here that you wanted the restaurant? What is it about the community?
You know, it does have a pulse and a soul that is different than many of the, you know, other cities around here and maybe in Florida. There's still an active movement to keep things local and to keep things real. You know, to me, I wanted to be a part of this community. I wanted to have my stamp on this town that I've lived in, and in a way that is the breakfast place, that is the place in Portland or Seattle or Vancouver or Austin where people are waiting in line, you know, to place their order to have a really great breakfast.
Yeah. Well, hey, I really appreciate your time today.
All right,
It's been
anytime.
awesome just getting to discuss more about Uptown Eats.
I'll see you for brunch.
Darn right you will.
All right, thanks.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Nice to see you.
And now let's head over to the Warehouse Arts District to meet with Mike Harding, the owner and founder of Three Daughters Brewing.
All right, Jason, here we go.
Appreciate it. All right, Mike, cheers.
Cheers.
So the number one question that everyone wants to know, Are there really 3 daughters?
There are really 3 daughters. They are in college and in high school, but in the beginning we decided that what we're really trying to do is send 3 girls to college.
That's awesome. So that was the inspiration when you opened it.
That was the inspiration. So in the beginning, these places go back to Old English times, and there were really 2 places to gather. Either gathered at the pub or you gathered at the church. And so that was what we wanted. We wanted a place to gather and a place for things to happen in the community. But this is not a place to come and watch sporting events. This is a place for you to come and hang out with your family or hang out with the guys that you haven't seen in a while and watch some live music. Didn't think that people would gravitate to it as much as they did. We're grateful for the fact that they've adopted it as part of the city. But yeah, that's what we wanted from the beginning. So this is the distribution side of us. We distribute to about 5,500 accounts throughout the state of Florida. We're in about 500 Publixes, and we're all the way from Key West to Jacksonville out to the Panhandle.
Wow.
And this is our working stock. These are all the empty cans that we'll fill in the next week.
Okay.
This is what we work with through the week. This is about 4 days worth of inventory.
Yeah.
And we have at least a presence in all chains. Not doesn't mean that we've filled them out, but this is the challenge. The perspective is there are 92,000 accounts in Florida that sell alcohol.
Yeah.
And we're in about 5% of that, 6% of that.
You guys are very involved in the community. What is it about places like this?
This is the homegrown part. This is the uniqueness of St. Pete. These are the parts that when you go to a city, what's the culture of that city? And I think and hope that this helps define the culture of what is St. Pete.
And I agree. I mean, if I have friends, anybody coming here to visit, you are a place that I send them for that reason. And that's what I love about the city also, though, is that there's so much energy here. And it's just a melting pot of really good people. And that's exactly what you guys give us as well, which is amazing. So I appreciate that, Mike. And thanks so much for your time today, too.
Welcome to St. Pete, Florida. This is American Dream TV, and I'm your host, Amanda LeGault. The pier isn't just a landmark, it's a daily ritual. Morning walks, sunrise runs, meeting friends, grabbing coffee. This is where the city wakes up. And what a lot of people don't realize is this entire Pier District stretches more than half a mile into Tampa Bay, and it covers about 26 acres. The current pier opened in 2020, and it was designed to be more than just a place to look at the water. It's meant to be lived in. Parks, restaurants, public art, fishing spots, and events happening here year-round. And that's part of what makes St. Pete special. This isn't just a waterfront you visit, it's a waterfront you live in. What makes this place so special isn't just the view, it's how people use it. It's not just something you come to see, it becomes part of your day-to-day. And when a place becomes part of your routine, that's when you know it's home. You can come here to move, or you can come here to slow down, and slowing down usually starts with a coffee. One of the favorite stops on the pier is the Driftwood Cafe. Located at the ground level on the point, it's a casual walk-up spot where locals grab coffee, pastries, ice cream, or a quick snack as they enjoy the waterfront. It's also part of the same restaurant group behind Teak and Pier Teaki just upstairs. So as the day goes on, you have your choice. Start with a coffee in the morning, come back for lunch or dinner, or end the day with cocktails overlooking the bay. Good coffee, fresh air, and options that carry you through the entire day, all in one place. And it's part of what makes the Pier more than a destination. It becomes part of people's daily routine. And when this is just steps away from home, it changes the way you live every day. A walk, a good coffee, and this view, that's the St. Pete lifestyle. And this is why people don't just visit St. Pete, they stay. Thanks for coming along with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed some of St. Pete's waterfront. I'm Amanda LeGault, and we'll see you next time.
Welcome to American Dream. I'm your host, Rick Lively. Today we'll be visiting with Steve Diosi, a Florida-based marine artist, in his Key West gallery. Let's take a look. So tell me, so what brought you to Key West, this location and this gallery?
The original story, I always go back to, the piece that's called the Raw Bar. Of course, just like a lot of Floridians, we always come down to Key West on our yearly trips. And back in the day, I think I was in my, mid-20s. I'd always come down here, do the fishing and diving. And it was pretty much like all the water activities immediately followed by the bar activities. So that piece, the Raw Bar, is the first piece that really inspired pretty much everything that you see here. I did that originally back in 2002.
So Steve, I hear you designed license plates for Florida. Tell me about that.
Yes, and I was not in jail. Okay, so that's probably the first thing. They're like, "What, did you do that in jail?" And I'm like, "No." I was actually working for a t-shirt company. I had started my art career airbrushing surfboards. Then I met another guy that was running the marine mammal division in Harbor Branch. I was showing him a surfboard I painted with some dolphins on it. And he's like, "Hey, we're getting ready to design a plate for the state of Florida." And I'm like, "Let me take a stab at it." They took that plate, got 10,000 signatures from the general public, and that became the Protect Wild Dolphin license plate, which came out in 1998, became one of the top selling plates. It raised over $20 million within a matter of a few years. So that became kind of my claim to fame, because it kind of opened a lot of doors for me, where I was able to actually help assist in designing a couple other famous license plates for the state of Florida, and got me connected in with like Guy Harvey, Weiland.
Oh, wow.
So it was really interesting. Even the Cousteau family, we did a license plate program called for Earth Echo International, and we did 5 license plates in 5 states. So it was amazing. Again, childhood hero, Jacques Cousteau, to be able to do something with their family, that was incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
so how cool is it to see your license plate driving down the road?
Oh, I never get sick of it. I mean, ever since '98, I still get a kick out of it, definitely. And to know all the good that it's done.
So Steve, as I told you, I'm a big fan, and this is the first piece that I bought. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. I think I delivered this to you guys, right?
You did, yes. How's that for service?
That was so interesting after all these years to get together. So this piece is, the full name is Keep Your Friends Close and Your Anemones Closer. So every one of these fish is an actual fish that's in an aquarium, and they each had different personalities. And this little guy, he's a golden nugget clownfish. He had the biggest personality. So I'm like, how does this little fish, how do I make him big and really show him off? But he was so aggressive. He wouldn't let anything come near his anemones, which he's protecting. He's almost like keeping everybody back from it. And then it kind of has like your whole cast of characters in a cocktail party. You always got there's always a guy with a cigar. There's a little drama queen over here, her husband. But all these characters, he's my spirit animal. He's got man boobs and a beer belly. He's trying to get a little healthier with the wine.
Little dad bod going
Yeah,
there.
exactly. A little cleaner shrimp in there too.
Well, Steve, you're definitely living the American dream.
Absolutely.
And would you do us a favor on something and just sketch us a little something?
Yeah,
and, show us
absolutely. So if you guys want to get an idea, This is, again, the reason that we're here, because the inception, everything you see here, again, is the raw bar. This is what I tend to do. We'll put the title in here. Much better artist than speller, so let's pray I spell everything correctly. So he is chasing the American dream, like all of us are.
Until next time, I'm Rick Lively. See you on American Dream.
Everyone knows Tampa for our sunshine and water views, but the real story of Tampa starts right here in Ybor City. I'm Cassie, your host for The American Dream, and you're going to hear how Ybor City has helped to shape the culture, community, and energy that is still bringing Tampa to life today. Built by many groups, Cubans, Spaniards, Italians, and more, that mix of culture is still what makes Tampa feel so alive and vibrant today. What makes Tampa special isn't just the past, but it's how that history still shows up in everyday life. So we're off to the Tampa Bay History Center. We are now at the Tampa Bay History Center in downtown Tampa. I'm with Billy Somerville, who is their Director of Marketing. Tell us a little bit about what makes Tampa's history so vibrant.
One of the stories that makes Tampa such a unique place to visit is Cigar City, really Ybor City. We're in the Cigar City Gallery right in front of the Lector. The Lector was the reader in cigar factories, actually hired by the cigar rollers themselves, and they would read the newspaper, they would read novels every day. So the cigar workers were always informed about what was going on in the world.
So we're upstairs now at the Tampa History Center because we're by the Tampa timeline. So let me know something that you think people would be surprised to know about Tampa's history that you might find on this timeline here.
There are so many things that are surprising about Tampa's history. It's very hard to pick just one item, but I know that you guys just came from Ybor City.
Yep.
And I wanted to show you this really cool artifact from the Columbia restaurant. Come on up.
Let's see.
This is a mileage calculator from cities all over the US to the Columbia restaurant in Ybor City. This is a great place to visit when you're coming to the museum for the first time, because this gives you a broad overview of all of our history here in the Tampa Bay area.
So we're currently surrounded by a lot of things dealing with agriculture. And I think a lot of people probably don't realize it, but agriculture is a pretty big part of Florida's history, right?
It is. We're in the Land and Sea exhibit in front of the Citrus Grove. Obviously, oranges are important, but there's so many other things. Cattle ranching was huge. Yeah. And something that you need to keep all of that industry going, bees. Now, I want to tell you, we have this really cool product in our museum store.
Okay.
A local honey.
That brings like Tampa's history and culture that's still vibrant to life today downstairs in the museum store. All right, so we are in the History Center store right now, and we actually have one of the local artisans here, Angie, with Angie's Apiary, is a beekeeper. Tell me how you got started with beekeeping.
Yeah, so about 4 years ago, I took a certification program through the University of South Florida, and we learned how to handle bees, how to care for them, how to extract honey.
What makes local honey so great versus what you'd get at a grocery store?
Absolutely. When you're having local honey, you are pretty much getting it straight from the hive. All we do is extract it, spin it, and filter it.
Now, tell me a little bit, because sometimes I see honey with different flavorings, I guess. I don't know, I see like orange blossom or different things like that. Tell me a little bit about how honey takes on different flavors.
We get mangrove honey, so they've been close to the mangroves when they're in a flower season. That honey is delicious. Palmetto honey from the Florida palm tree is one of the more unique honeys to Florida in this area. So it just really depends upon where the bees are.
we actually have your honey here in the shop. So
We
tell
do.
me a little bit about your honey.
Yeah, sure. So I bottle under the name Angie's Honey. My label was custom designed through friends of mine. We designed a bee to kind of represent me. And our tagline is a hive of hardworking girls because of all the girls that put their time and energy into making honey.
From the historic streets of Ybor to the History Center today, Tampa's history doesn't just live in the past. It is something we experience every day. I'm Cassie with The American Dream, and I look forward to seeing you next time as we continue to explore the stories that make Tampa great.
Do you know that this little city is the home of the oldest craft brewer in the state of Florida?
And this little city has 2 state park islands with sandy beaches.
And this little city is the spring training home of the Toronto Blue Jays, the American League champions just last season.
We want to let you in on these and more secrets about Dunedin, Florida. And we are your hosts. I'm Gwen.
I'm Doug, and welcome to the American Dream.
We want to show you what we love about living, working, and playing in Dunedin, so follow us.
Now here we are at the Dunedin Golf Club, which was built in 1927 and designed by Donald Ross. In the 1950s, it was the home of the PGA Tour.
In 2014, it was added to the National Register of Historic Places. And just recently, it went under a $6 million renovation to get back to Donald Ross's original vision. Dunedin has a ton of restaurants of every kind of food type in the area. We have delicious seafood everywhere, Mexican food, cafes, sidewalk restaurants. If you can't find it, you're not looking. One of the nicknames for Dunedin is Dog Eden. The reason is it's very, very pet friendly. The restaurants, a lot of the businesses, they welcome your dogs. You can memorialize your dog on the wall. A local artist will draw it and pick up its personality so that you can see it every time you walk by.
Caladesi Island is one of the state parks. It is an awesome place to go. It's accessible only by boat. And out of the Dunedin Marina, there's a ferry that leaves every hour or so. Then there's Honeymoon Island, and the Honeymoon Island is an amazing place with a great history. It used to be called Hog Island because they raised hogs on the island. And then it became Honeymoon Island when some brainiac came up with the idea of building little cabins and people could spend their honeymoons on the island, and it got renamed Honeymoon Island from Hog Island. That and Caladesi are both in the top 10 beaches in America, according to Dr. Beach. If you want a good beach with lots of white sand and unspoiled scenery, Caladesi and Honeymoon Island are the places to go.
The quickest access to a white sandy beach is the causeway out to the islands. On the causeway, you can go fishing, you can take your kayak in, you can stop for a nice cold beer after you go sailing and paddleboarding. There's almost nothing you can't enjoy as far as the sun and fun on the causeway in Dunedin. Dunedin is a very pleasant walk where you can access shops and boutiques, restaurants, parks. On any given weekend, join a festival, whether it's Wines the Blues or the Mardi Gras Festival or the Christmas Parade. There are so many things to do. This is just a tiny taste of what we wanted to share with you. There's so much more.
Thank you so much for coming along with us. We'll see you the next time.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of The American Dream TV. We created this show to combat negative media, to show that the American Dream is alive and well by showing you real stories in real neighborhoods. Thank you so much for watching the show, and cheers to your American Dream.